Jamie, take it away.
Okay, great. Well, welcome to Let's Talk Dating for Single Life today. And welcome to my DMV Seriously Searching Singles. So it's always nice to get a good crowd. And my name's Amy Schoen. I'm a certified professional life coach and relationship and dating expert. And I like to say that I help seriously searching singles to find true love. And so even though my brand is motivated to marry, not all my clients are motivated to marry. It's a choice. And so a lot of the work I do in my coaching program, the Motivated to Marry Dating Secrets, we explore how you feel about marriage, and how you feel about marriage is how you date for it or not. So there's no judgment here. And a lot of my clients who are over 50, the choice is, that may not be the path. Just know that. So I don't want to scare anybody by my little logo behind me, if you haven't met me. And I've been coaching around 16 years, and I'm in my second marriage. I actually just got my book, my new version of Get It Right This Time. Now, to how to find and keep your ideal romantic relationship on Amazon. And so you can order it there. It's print on demand. It took me a while to figure out how to do that. And so this is it's an updated version, let's just say. I got rid of the stuff that was dated. And but it's still, the content still works, even though I wrote the book in 2007. So yeah, so feel free to go check it out, and love to have a review or whatever. So that's an exciting new thing for the new year. And I do, have some giveaways or freebies, or do visit my website. I have a lot of content and information. Hi, Dan, welcome. And I think before we start, though, I wanted to, kind of talk a little bit about the online dating. It's very hot right now. Read a recent article that, the apps and the dating has definitely, it's where it's at because everybody's stuck at home. And those of us who live in the Northeast, we don't have as many options of you in the South. So, we're stuck in our houses and we're online more, and especially recent bad weather that we've had. I live in the Washington, D.C. area, so we were hit last week, and we're expecting some more bad weather, and then really nice weather too. We're looking forward to our 60-degree day, right? So we'll just go around and say your name, maybe where you live, and let's see, what's a good thing to ask you guys? Something you treasure. Mention something that you treasure. John, you want to go first? You're on my you're on this. I'm kind of feel like the Brady Bunch here.
John?
Yes. Swallow.
I'm John. I live in Arlington, Virginia, and I guess the thing I treasure is Zoom. This is probably the day where I've done on the most. I've been on Zoom 4 times today, not counting the church service on Vimeo.
Okay, great.
So, because it's really it really helps connect and help the environment, etc.
We don't live in 1918, right?
Yes. Yeah. Imagine what they went through.
Can't imagine.
As much as what we're going through. No social media connections, no computers.
So hi, Susan. You're to my. You want to go next? Say hi.
I'm unable to get you on computer, so I'm going to have to just kind of listen close to my ear because it's not too loud. Sorry. I don't know why.
Okay. There's a
technical issues.
Right. Where do you live, Susan? Where do you live?
Again?
Where do you live? Well, you could put it in
Los Angeles.
Oh, LA. Well,
California.
Yeah. Well.
Wow. Okay.
So, I think she's having trouble
hearing. I don't know why.
So we'll move on. Mick, hello.
Hey there. I'm Mick. I'm in Ashburn, Virginia, near Dulles Airport. And the thing I treasure most right now is, though there's not enough of it, live music. Got to see some live music today with some friends. And since restaurants and things closed down and wineries and breweries started to reopen, that's where the live music is, and that's pretty much the only place to go. So.
Okay, well, you'll let me know where you heard it, okay? Barbara, hi.
Sorry, my mute on. I'm Barbara, and I am from Charleston, South Carolina. The thing I think I treasure most right now is warm, sunny days.
Great. Dan, the computer solutions guy.
Hello, I live in Silver Spring, Maryland, and what I treasure most are our fellow animals.
Yeah, cutie behind you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It says L. Cole. I don't know if that's, if that's your first or last name. If you want to unmute yourself. Okay. Prachi, you want to unmute yourself and say hi? Okay.
Yeah, hi. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Prachi. I live in Hyattsville. And what do I treasure most? I treasure the fact that the vaccines are coming very soon and that all of us will have a chance to get back to normal life again once we get our vaccine.
Excellent.
Glad to be here.
So Bob, you want to go next? You have to unmute yourself. There's a little, you know how to do it.
Hi, I'm Bob, and again, I would be thankful for some warm weather and sunshiny days from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, very nice. And Robin, hi Robin, you snuck in here. Can you unmute yourself, Robin? Yeah, there you go.
Try to.
You want to say hi? She's sorry. What's people got in the chat? Okay, great. Okay, well, if you wanted to say hi, Robin, or you can put it in the chat. I don't know if you guys have access to chat. Just say hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm from wherever, if you want to play along. Does anyone else want to go who hasn't gone to say hello? And Robin, you want to say hi?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
Okay. I can't see anybody though. Let's see.
You have to put your video on, and when you come on, they automatically. There's a little video camera. I don't know. Yeah.
It came on. It was on when I first. Now it says done speaking, or it says Robin is speaking, but I can't get the picture up. I don't know. Let me see.
All right. Where do you live, Robin?
I live in Delaware, Middletown, Delaware.
Oh. And what do you treasure?
I treasure the single life. I like the single life, but I do like to meet people. I like to be out around people. I am in a single boomer. We call boomers here in Delaware. We're a boomers group of people 50 and older. And we have people of all different backgrounds. So we do different things together. Well, with the COVID, we are limited, but we got to lunch, dinner. We do different events, together. So it's a good way to get out and meet people.
Okay.
So,
wonderful.
So that's one of the groups that I'm in here in Delaware.
So we have one more coming in, where people just keep coming in. Hello, Patricia. We're going around saying hello. If you want to say hi, say where you're from and something you treasure, you can join us. You are muted and your video is off. Sometimes it takes people a while. So, okay, well, let's get started. You're welcome. Let's talk dating sites. So who's on dating sites? Maybe put in the chat, are you on the site? And are you dating currently on a site? Yes, no. So we kind of know where people are coming from, and we can talk about what they are and where they are and everything like that. And so just feel free to put in the chat if you can. If I had time, I would have put a poll together, but I had yet to figure out the poll stuff. But Yes, so it's always good to hear what people are, what sites and stuff like that they're on. So do you guys want to put it? Oh, there we go. Okay, Bumble, Coffee, yeah,
Oh,
Facebook
wow.
dating, yeah. See, yep. See, yeah. Took a while for them to come up. Yeah. Anybody else? So
No, I'm not on it.
never been on.
Dating
Okay.
site.
Yeah, I have never been on. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, see if anyone else wants to chime in. So dating sites are actually, they say 1/3 of all marriages. I'm sure more relationships because not everyone gets married, Match and eHarmony. And there's the top sites. There's the ones that everybody knows, the ones that they've done advertising, the ones that's been around since I was single. I was single in the year 2000. I was on JDate. Zoosk. Okay, thanks, Bob. And yeah, so there are so many options. I went to in 2007. I was pregnant with my son, and he's now 12 and a half. I went to Miami, and there's a way to get the bells not to ring. So I think that that's an option on Zoom, just so you know, Linda, for future. Because it is a little bit of annoyance when people come in and out. So from that standpoint, yeah, so I went to this conference on online dating, and at that time they said they had over 1,000 dating sites. And of course, it is all about like anything, you want to go where the people are. You want to go where the people like you want to go where you're going to find and meet people and stuff like that. So and then you have those big companies now. Match owns so many dating sites. The Spark International that owns a lot of dating sites. And I'm hearing some background noises, so if somebody's talking, please mute yourself. That would be really nice for you to do that. Thank you. So let's see. And okay, yeah, well, there's different functions. That's right. So we'll talk about that too. So there's the dating sites, the ones that I remember, like the Matches and the Harmonies and the JDates and the Zoosks and the Elite and the Plenty of Fish. There again, somebody's got something going on. I'm gonna have to. Should I mute you all and then you can raise your hands? I think that's going to do that because it's just, people, it's about being. So feel free, you can, under the participants or the reactions, you can raise your hand and then I'm happy to unmute you. And so we can have a conversation. So the apps are things like Bumble and Tinder and Hinge and Facebook, and they're on your phone. Now Match has an app, and eHarmony has an app, but the traditional dating sites to me are the ones that you can get on your computer and you can actually put something in there. There's information in there. There's a lot of information you can put if you want to, and you can fill out a full profile. And the apps are very I consider them very superficial. And you get just you get the picture and you get some information. And yet some apps now, like Hinge, the interactions based on you have to say something, you have to like something, and then then start that way. So they all have different ways of interacting with each other. Bumble, supposedly the man can say he likes somebody, but the woman has to start the match and start the conversation. Now the apps seem to be really active for 40 and under. And I know there are people who are over 40. I have some 50-year-old clients who are doing apps and they're not getting anywhere. Now with my online dating, I've become an online dating expert. And I would say that 80% of my successfully coupled clients meet through online dating after they apply my coaching process to their online dating and after they get some help from me. So, and help them kind of make sure that their profile is putting their best foot forward and expressing the right things that need to be expressed. So everybody comes to me and says, "Yeah, Amy, I haven't been successful. I haven't met anyone online, or if I met somebody, it didn't really work out or something like that." And I said, "Yes, I know." And I said, "Well, that's why you're here." And by the way, I mean, I said, "Not yet." And you haven't done it my way. So, but besides that, I mean, I just taught a class in December, finding true love online. I have something called the Successful Internet Dating Program. It's a 6-module course. So just know that I try to stay on top of it. I learn a lot through my clients. And every time I teach the class, I go and research and I learn new things. So I learn, I try to learn what's the latest and greatest and things like that. But I only had one client meet someone successfully through an app. And she was in her mid 40s and she was divorced, and she was took a very, I think, I'm going to try this attitude, and, and she wasn't very motivated. She wanted a serious relationship, but it wasn't like the be all end all. She still had kids at home. And so I think she was like, well, everybody's on the apps, I'm going to try this. And she got lucky. I know people have met through apps, but my clients meet through the traditional dating sites. And I would say, and I do a poll, I have a Facebook group, and I'm happy to put that in the chat if anyone wants to join in. And we discussions and polls, and I do a free Facebook Live trainings. And so there's a lot of stuff. I have a lot of videos. If you like there's a lot of videos in there. If you go to the videos, you can watch all the different topics and subjects and stuff like that. So what was I going to say about that? So yeah, so the traditional, so Match came up and it came up as one of the top sites. I mean, amongst my clients and the people that I hang out in my universe. So it's not everything, but I would just say that I noticed that. And then you have, other considerations about what site. So, maybe to get the conversation go, what makes you decide which site you're on? Someone want to raise their hand, or, so what made you decide to go on a particular site? Prachi, you want to say something, or?
So I'm on Bumble, and I put a profile on Bumble because a couple of my friends found matches through Bumble. So it was just kind of through word of mouth. And then Facebook, I think, launched a dating app just recently. And I guess they just randomly invited me to join. So I said, hey, why not? So I think that's how Facebook came about. Mm-hmm. And then Shadi is a specific site for people of East Asian, like Indian descent. And Shadi actually means marriage. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of why I joined that one.
Okay, cool. So she's on the apps. Okay.
So Shadi is actually not an app. It has an app version, but it's also an actual website.
Okay, wonderful. Great. So it's like me going on JDate, if I wanted to meet someone Jewish and go on JDate, same kind of thing. So great. Anyone else?
Well, I don't know, I guess this is a John. In January, February, there was some, on YouTube or somewhere, choose between these two pictures and we'll tell you which of 5 or 6 sites fits you the most. And that led me to Zoosk. And so that's what I look at the most.
Okay, that's a big site, and that has a large,
right? And
it has everybody in the world. Yeah, it's one of the top sites, and they rank them. Actually, they rank the sites. You can go and say what are the top dating sites, and there are different places, but they do rank them based on volume. How active they are in volume, how many people. So good. All right, great.
Amy, can I ask John a question?
Yeah.
What kind of picture did they have him choose from?
It was I'm interested in women, so women doing different things. It was
Okay.
it was a year ago, so
So just different women then,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, and
Okay.
you know, somebody playing tennis versus somebody. I don't recall exactly, but it led me to Zoosk, and the other sites don't seem to be. I mean, I haven't done anything. I mean, people message me, and I don't message them back or something. Um, but you know, and some of them have very extensive profiles, and some of them just have one or two pictures and where they live and their age.
So,
And
right. So we all have to decide. That's how we decide which profiles we want to go on.
right.
So this is first to decide if it's the kind of site that you want. So other considerations are things like age. So there's sites like Our Time and Silver Singles for over 50 or 55. Your personality, what fits your personality. Some people like eHarmony, it's like what process do you want to use? I mean, like eHarmony has a matching system, and then they send you your matches. So some of them, so you have your free sites, and then you have your paid sites. And then you have your sites where you choose, like Match, you go on and you do a search and you choose. And then you have eHarmony where you have to fill out a profile. And there are other sites like this. It used to be Chemistry was like that. They're no longer around. And then they send you your matches, and then you get to choose from the people they send you. So even with like a Coffee Meets Bagel, I know they send you so many matches a day. Now, Coffee Meets Bagel is an app, and then you have to like you snooze, you lose kind of thing. Whereas they give you 24 hours to respond to somebody, and if you don't respond, then you no longer have access to that person. And so the women were frustrated. It was young women, and they're from California, and I think they were in their 30s, and they were frustrated because people weren't responding. So they designed this app, so people have to respond if they're serious or move on. Or not serious. Doesn't mean you're serious. It just means you're active on the site. Volume, how many people. So again, I always recommend like what Prachi did is find out from your friends, who are they meeting people through? Where they have finding success. I find that there are geographic considerations. So I have a friend in Florida, and she said that her sister-in-law, somebody she knows very close to her, met on Plenty of Fish. And it's a very big site. And it's very active down in Florida. However, in our area, Plenty of Fish is kind of considered, again, that's not been a successful site for my clients. Okay, we'll just say it's not being used very well here. I do have, clients on Elite Singles and the clients on Zoosk, but I would say Match, hands down, has been in the DC area, for those who are in the DC area, has been one of the better sites. Now there's a male-female thing that goes on. So my male clients have been successful on eHarmony. I have not had a female client successful on eHarmony. I don't know why. And maybe there's just more women than men. I don't know why, but my male clients have succeeded on eHarmony, and my female clients not. I have had clients meet on Our Time, and I've had clients meet on OkCupid is one of the sites, a little bit younger. I don't know. I mean, and there's a free version. So I remember one guy was on it, and he said, I liked it because he's just getting into the dating scene, and he felt like, well, I could just test the waters here. I don't feel like I can like play around and get used to this stuff. He wasn't taking it seriously. He was retired, and he was like, well, I'm, just going to try this out. So anything else? Anything else? And again, I would consider if there's a religious or ethnic consideration. I would consider, well, there's a site called Academic Singles. So if you feel like you're kind of one of those people who are very intellectuals, you may check it out, And again, it's different in different places. There are sites for people who, depending on things that I have a client there's a site called Fitness Singles, and he met somebody on Fitness Singles. So again, it's just being at the right place at the right time kind of thing. There's another consideration is timing. Timing's very important because you know, right now after the new year, this is a very busy time online. And as the weather gets nice, especially in our area, people are going to be out and about, hopefully, you know, and hopefully they'll be vaccinated and, that's gonna, people will be, and as it's lighter later, people will be online maybe a little less. So, people are definitely over Zoomed. So, I think, right now I'm telling my clients to be online, like that's like to be ready and have their profiles ready and stuff like that. So yeah. Anything else that you think is a consideration about which site you would choose?
I have a question.
Yes.
I went to Zoosk and I went to, oh my God, look at the names, look at the names. Sorry about that. My brain is gone. I don't talk to anybody anymore. Whatever, whatever, another one. But honestly, I don't even know how to add my profile picture. I'm stuck there.
Well, you have to call, that's a technical issue and I would call them and there are ways to do it. I have even had clients who had issues email them and sent them their pictures and then they loaded it on.
Good
So
idea.
there's a way of doing it and you have to get the picture on your computer.
Right.
And then they say, download it from your computer and you kind of, so it's like, there's a process and it depends on your computer. And I'm sure it's different for, iPad versus, a laptop or an HP or a Dell or something like that. So, because I'm on a Mac, so this works differently than I'm sure. So if
Sure.
you have a friend who's good with computers, I would, ask for their help or I would call and they'd probably, again, they'd find a way. This is not the first time they've heard this.
Sure. And so as a result, I've only kind of been fishing out there, not seriously involved in trying to make a match, just trying to get the idea of what's there, what they have to say, what resonates, what doesn't. So there's kind of those things. I don't know.
Okay.
Is that a mistake or does that make any difference?
Well, I mean, if you actively want to meet someone, I think people want to meet somebody. So
Right.
it's really about the interaction.
Right.
And so that's something that, people want to, the goal to get on these sites are usually to get off these sites.
That's true.
So, but it depends on where you are in your process and how actively you're doing it. I mean, I've had clients who made it like a job. And then I have clients who say I have to fit it into, I'm busy and I have other things to do. So, and they commit to, we talk about, well, when can you get on and how often can you? And, because once you get somebody and that looks good, I mean, what I see from my clients, once you connect, there's a flow and you go back and forth for a little while and then you get on the phone and talk or you meet by Zoom or some people just go, I don't recommend meeting somebody before, talking to them first. You want to hear the voice, you want to know and they're scammers. So you have to understand the whole thing with scamming and stuff like that, that you have to be able to recognize a scammer. And they're out there. And I had a client, she was in her 60s. She's a financial planner. She's no dummy. She knows people and she got scammed. So they're actually pretty sophisticated.
If you could speak to that at some point, whether it was this meeting or another meeting, that would really be helpful.
Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. If you can speak to like, what does that mean when you say she was scammed? What was her experience?
Yeah. So, so this I'm trying to keep the topics pretty tight. So we can do that for another evening. We can talk about how not to get scammed. I think we'll have a lot more people on this our program here. So
This is Mick. I spent a lot of time asking questions of if they're real. Like I was talking to somebody the other night via text, and it said they were a mile away, but the answers they were giving me weren't straight answers. So I finally said, "And how much snow did you get at your place?" Not saying where are you, and they couldn't answer the question correctly. So I knew it wasn't real.
So there is one of my clients discovered, and she was on, I think, Match. She said, if you don't answer somebody for 24 hours, they catch these guys and they take them off. So it's kind of like, it's kind of, you wait a day before you answer somebody, and sometimes they disappear. She goes, that was, if they stuck around, then you knew they were real. I mean, you kind of can see, and you can also tell from the English. There are words they use that are not words that we use normally in our speaking language. And it really depends. So a guy going after a woman versus a woman going after a guy. I've seen both. Yeah, and then the money issue comes up. They're like, something happens and they need money and they don't have money. So if someone asks you for money, just say, that's not appropriate. And you know that. So, but they do play on heartstrings, and they do look for like widows and widowers, or they look for older women that are lonely, and the men too. I mean, he was in his 60s. This woman was targeting him, and I would say that she was behaving in a way that wasn't appropriate for a lady. She was saying things that you just don't say. And even his 90-year-old mother was saying, honey, I think you're being scammed. He liked it. He didn't want to admit that it was happening. I don't know. One part of him was like, well, at least somebody's paying attention to me. But, eventually that went by the wayside. So paid versus non-paid. I believe on being on a paid site, because then there should be less scammers. I don't know how they get on. I guess they pay, figuring they're going to make a good return on their investment. And then like a lot of these sites like Match, they're now asking you to be boosted. And so they want you to pay more. They're being like Facebook, boost your post, boost your profile. So they're timing, when to be boosted, and all that is a whole nother kind of thing. But they are looking for ways of making money. And so they are also offering for this price. They'll have somebody look at your profile. You don't know who these people are and what their experience is. And usually they have like these 20 something, like English lit people who are not working, they're writers. They're not people who really know what I just have a different process. And so, it's okay. But
can you talk a little bit about search criteria? Like for me, the criteria I'm thinking of really is, geographical boundary, or, how do you time, how far, if you're searching for somebody that lives near you, or do you do it by time? Do you do it by distance? What's a good?
Well, it depends on the site. So I was on eHarmony with a client, and they do give you how far that person is away from you. And that's a good feature, I feel, but you can put your search criteria, how many miles away.
Like most of the apps have, the distance away, and
not that they pay attention to it, because I know it's like, why am I getting people like eHarm? Why am I getting people from Delaware? I mean, it's kind of nothing wrong with Delaware. Sorry, I'm just saying, like if you live in DC and they're like people like not in appropriate places. It really depends on what your search criteria is from that standpoint, and what the site does in terms of staying firm with that or not. I mean, I said, why are you getting people from here? I mean, you said you don't want people more than 60 miles away from you. So yeah, you get to decide on your search, and that's something that you have to kind of work with and play with. And if you want somebody close by, then I would keep your distance closer. And if you don't meet anyone, then you may say, okay, well, I would consider, stretching it out a little. And the more you stretch it out, the more opportunities, but then you have to be willing to travel. If, how far would you travel for the right woman? That's your own decision.
Well, it's hard too, because it's usually a circle, and I'm willing to go one direction in Virginia, but I'm not willing to cross the bridge to go into Maryland. So I'm 12 miles from Maryland the way the crow flies. That doesn't work too well for me.
Okay. Well, then you just have to, find another way. You can't, that you're just going to have to weed through the women and then see who's appropriate and who's not. So the other thing is, you may want to consider the features that the site has, or the app has. A lot of them are now including video chat, and some of them are having their own phone, like their own like conference lines. So a lot of people don't want to give their own phone numbers out. So it does make it easier to set up a date with somebody. What else? One app was weird. I was reading that they were like, the picture was blurry, and then as you continued with your conversation with the person, then the picture started to become more clear. So they didn't want it based on just looks. They wanted to also have it based on the interaction with the person. I thought that was interesting. I mean, it's like there's so many ways to slice it and dice it, it's just amazing. It's like if somebody wants a feature, they'll figure it out. And so it's really, how do you want to interact with somebody? And, and what, I mean, there's a whole thing with the like people can like you and they can smile and wink at you. And, so, I mean, I talk about the process. That's kind of something that I work with my clients on. And then timing, like we talked about, getting on, people say, oh, I've been on this site. I said, yeah, but, now is a better time, or now you have a better profile. And so then they do meet somebody from that standpoint. From the experience of some of my friends, money comes up with a conversation about the scammers, right? Oh, if I was single, which sites would I be on? Okay, so I'm 61 years old. I'm a Jewish woman from, I live in DC. I definitely would be on Match. I probably would do JDate if I cared, if they were Jewish. I might even try eHarmony. I don't know, just to see, because I do know people who did meet, and maybe Our Time. Or Silver Singles. I would have to see which ones has more action in my area. But I have 70. Okay, so I have a 73-year-old client, and she met him on JDate, and they're in a relationship. When I look at my 50+ clients, it was Match, JDate, eHarmony. My 60-year-old client met a woman on eHarmony. Our Time, he was 70. I had a 55-year-old client who had a very successful relationship for a while. It actually, I heard, didn't last. And I'm trying to think, I have a 65-year-old retired teacher, and she was very active. She said she never met as many people after I helped her with her profile. She just kept going from guy to guy to guy. She was pretty, I think she did Our Time and she did Match. She may even done JDate because she's Jewish. And the pictures matter. So, getting some nice pictures on, and pictures that pop, and pictures that will, because guys, you do, that's the first thing you probably look at, right? So, comments, questions? I had the my checklist. I don't know if it was in the online. So you have to make a decision. For me, if there was no photos, I would be kind of wary. I would like to see a photo personally. I'd like to see how they show up and what matters most to them. So yeah, I would definitely would want to see a photo. What does it mean to you when you don't see a photo? Guys,
It means that it's probably somebody that I'm on par with.
oh, maybe they can't get their photos up. Okay. Well, I like that. Thank you. That's a great perspective. You know, I have had clients who have high security clearances and they're what do you call it? They don't want to really be out there to show that they're dating online. So they may not put pictures. They may put in their profile, can't put pictures. That's why you have to read the profile. They say, I can't really put pictures on because I have a high security job or something like that.
I like that. I'm going to use it.
You're going to use it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want, I'll send them emails. I'm happy to email them to you.
But Amy, are there certain things besides nudity that you shouldn't put in a photo?
Well, you don't, like, if you're a woman, I wouldn't be with other women unless it's like a young gal who's like, this is my daughter or my niece. And you do want to put the captions in. You don't want to be doing anything inappropriate. I don't really like, the slutty pictures personally, but maybe the guys do. I don't know. I can't speak for that. I think be appropriate, you can be attractive and attracting and not have to be, show it all. Let's see what else. I mean, I saw this guy, he was drinking at a party and he was drinking and I didn't think it was appropriate. I told him to lose the picture. And then sometimes people are not really wearing appropriate clothes. Oh, no bathroom selfies, please. No selfies in your bedroom and no selfies in your car.
Okay.
And dress appropriately. I was looking at one. I'm like, where are the guys? Why are they dressed so inappropriately? I mean, I know we're in a pandemic, but put a nice shirt on. I mean, I had one guy who was so cute, and we're on Zoom in my session. So he's like, he didn't do it in front of me. Went to the bathroom. He tried on something. He goes, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? What do you think of this? I told him exactly what to go out and get. I used to be an image consultant in my past life. So I was like, okay, you need a top this color, go here and buy it. And unfortunately the store just closed in our area. Yeah, I mean, for guys, the bar is low. I mean, all you need is a polo shirt or a nice Mantilla shirt, and women are happy. Really, just don't wear the old wrinkled t-shirts. Especially for your pictures and stuff like that. And I do recommend for my clients. I recommend them. A lot of my clients do end up getting some professional fit photos, and with what I call lifestyle photos. They're doing things like one guy, he's in, he does karate and he's in his little karate outfit. And I mean, when I did it, I put an outfit for myself. I bike and I put myself biking and, I'm the girl next door picture as well as I can go out and dress up and go out to a nice evening affair picture. So, I never went to a black tie party. I got a picture taken of me and I put it on, I mean, it wasn't my main picture. I remember I was working with a guy and he had a tuxedo, his main picture. I'm like a little too stuffy, and I said, why don't you put that in your gallery, but let's find a picture where you're just really just dressy casual, and that's more of like who he was. I mean, that's how he came across was, he'd like to hang out with his family and have a nice meal. And, I mean, he was from California.
Explains it.
That explains what?
Because he was from California.
Oh, yeah. Well, why would he put his picture of him in a tux?
Californians were crazy as all get out.
Oh.
I would look at it as that he's just too lazy to go out and get something else, and that's just happened to be when he was dressed up. So
He had several pictures in there, and I said, I like this one, you know. But you know, here's a female giving a male, you know, it's nice to have the opposite opinion. So, you know, to
you
get
don't want a picture, I don't think, either with anybody of the opposite sex, because then you're trying to figure out, well, is that an old girlfriend, or is that a sister or a brother, or a, you know, who is that? So
yeah, but you be careful with other women because they're like, I like her. It's okay to do if you're an animal person. It's been very successful for people to do with their animals if that's an important part and that's like kind of a deal breaker for you. So I did have a client with his dog, or you know, that kind of thing. I think that's, you know, and so pet people like to find it. There used to be a site called Animal Attraction. I don't think they lasted. But you know, the whole thing with the pets. But I know Match, they ask you which pets you like and stuff like that. And you can say, I'm a dog person, I'm a cat person. I don't like this, I do like this. And and then you can explain. It's like, I like cats, but I'm allergic. You know, it's like, okay. You know, that does make a difference. Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to add the line that says, I love animals, but I want to travel. So I don't want to be tied down.
Oh, you can put that.
Can you?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe they have a ready-made pet sitter.
Good plan.
You know, maybe they have a friend, or they have somebody that can take care of the animal. Yeah, my neighbors and I always used to trade our pet sitting stuff. It was kind of nice. And then he moved away. So now we got to pay to take care of our cat. When and if we go away. So yeah, bedroom car, your bathroom selfies seem to be common. Oh, okay. Yeah, they are common because they're easy and people do it and they don't think about it, and people are putting everything, you know, people, like, if you think about what's on YouTube and TikTok and everything on, you know, people, they think nothing of it. But I don't know, you know, we're of a certain, like, you know, there's some, you know, standards. Women want to know their standards, right? What's no with photo? Okay, that was that. Okay, and anything else you guys wanted to know? Oh, age of the man. What's the man? Okay, do a client success meeting through meetup interest groups. Okay, so one of the questions is, my clients have any success meeting? Generally, no. I did have a client who met through a social group that was very specific for a certain level of person, and it was a private group where you had to be asked to join, and it was a social club, and that's how she met her boyfriend, and she was in her 60s. But meetups, generally, no. I think it's haphazard because you don't know. There are a lot of people there who have relationships already. There are people who go because they're lonely and they're not looking for a relationship. There are people who go, but there's a conversation right now we're trying to stay focused on dating apps and dating sites. Anything else about that? Questions? Oh, the checklist doesn't work. MTN online dating checklist. Sorry. I missed it. If you go to my site, it's on my site. It's my, if you go to motivatedtomarry.com, you know, it's the freebie. Sorry. It's late. It's been a long day for me. I had a 10 o'clock call that I had to be on this morning. Oops. Sorry, Bob. Bob, I don't know why, Bob, you came up. I was putting them for everybody. And then, and it's just, what's the best thing? What are you looking for in a relationship? Oh, that goes into other things. That would take a long time to answer. again, if what are you looking for in a relationship? Well, you have to answer honestly. I think just be authentic, be yourself. I mean, the right woman is going to want what you want and is going to be in the same place you are. And hopefully you'll be able to figure that out, by the profile. So, usually they say, what are you looking for? And you lay a serious committed relationship if that's really what you want. If not, I think my approach is being honest, just being honest and being open about where you are in your process and what you want. Because if someone's looking for a committed relationship and you're just getting your feet wet and want to go out there and sample different people, then, from a dating perspective, I just, try to see where you are, then that's okay too. But you just have to be honest with the woman and make sure you guys are in the same place. I think it's online dating. I think the word dating's missing. Checklist. Yeah. So anyway, so what's your takeaways from tonight? Who wants to share what they're taking away from tonight? For those who weren't really, have you changed your strategies? Oh, good. You got the checklist. Good. You try something a little different. You're gonna stay the course. Anybody's got. Yeah, you can research this. There's like I said, there's tons of dating sites. There's one for classical music lovers. I bet there's one for travel, people who love to travel.
What's that one?
I don't know. Who's going to Google it? Dating site for people who like to travel. Watch, Tammy's site comes up. Single internet. It's not a dating site, but anybody find it? Anyway, we have to be timely tonight. So anything, Linda, anything you want to do to wrap up? Or so this was fun. Given I'm starting a group, actually, and we have one more slot. So if anyone's interested, it's 12 people going through my Motivated to Marry Dating Secrets program, step by step. I have 8 modules. We do inner work, and then we do a dating plan, and then we help you get out there and start dating strategically and connect with that right person, and then give you the tools to do that. If that sounds attractive to you, then I'm taking 12 people through this journey. It's an intimate coaching group with men and women. And we have 11 people already committed to starting, and we're doing our orientation next Tuesday evening. And then we start with the content on March 2nd. So we meet twice a month, and we go through June. And you get a buddy, and you actually get a couple of hours of coaching from me as well. So it's a really good package, good group of people, very intelligent people. My clients range from anywhere from, I would say, mid 30s to late 30s, all the way into early 70s, mid 70s. And so I work with both men and women. So I'm an equal opportunity coach.
Did you put your link in here, Amy?
Yeah, if you're interested in finding out more, I would go to Talk with Coach Amy, which I have a little get to know you form, and then it takes you to my calendar. And it's not easy to get on my calendar, so I usually follow up and say, hey, let's meet sooner than later. This is not on my calendar, but I can meet with you these dates and times. It's like, why do I have a calendar? But this is
it sounds like you've got a pretty good success rate. So if anyone's interested, definitely check Amy out, Coach Amy. This was great. I like I said, I've been on and off dating sites my whole life. There's so many new ones out there. So this kind of gave me some clarity of what to look for, how to look for. So when I'm ready to date again, this is the way I'm going to go. But I didn't realize that apps versus the actual website made a difference.
Yeah, the apps
That
are
was
not working
interesting.
for my clients. I would stick to the traditional dating sites. They can have an app, but it's also too easy. It's like, meh, meh. You know, I
Right.
like to see somebody write something, and my profiles are pretty meaty. And people complain. They say, well, you write too much. And I said, I don't care. It works. I mean, I'm not kidding. People meet the right person within weeks of me doing their profile sometimes.
Well, I've got lots of friends that I can send to you. So I'll get on that right away.
I appreciate it. They're very motivated. Then that's, you know, a good person.
That's excellent.
Yeah, you know, they have to be willing to do the work. You know, that's
Okay.
the key. But I'm happy. Thank you, John. I'm happy to support your community and you know,
Yeah.
be here.
From Single Life Today, we thank you so much for being here. Sounds like everyone had a good time, and until next time.
Okay, great. Well,
All right.
we'll see you
Bye,
later.
everyone.
And you can save the chat. You guys know how to save the chat?
Uh,
Can chat with. I don't know. It doesn't let me save the chat.